Diana stopped seeing her psychiatrist after Harry's birth. She felt she was better and no longer needed professional help. But although she put on a brave face in public, as she always did, behind closed doors, she and the prince continued to have volcanic exchanges. She seemed convinced that his friends were conspiring against her. She didn't want anything that was associated with his old life to be around them, not even his old Labrador. And so desperate was he to make her happy, so desperate to make her well, that he did everything she asked. Though it distressed him greatly, everyone she wanted to be rid of went. Out of a mixture of embarrassment and loyalty to his wife, Charles took the easy way out and said nothing to his friends by way of explanation. They only realized they'd been dropped when the phone stopped ringing, the letters stopped coming, and the invitations to Highgrove and Balmoral stopped arriving. Unsurprisingly, they were hurt. As for Harvey, the dog, he was sent off to see out his days with the prince's controller at his house in Kent. Her demands spilled into his working life too. Diana wanted him at home with the children, and after Harry's birth sent Edward Dean, the prince's private secretary, a note to the effect that the prince would no longer be available for meetings at either end of the day because he would be upstairs in the nursery. Dean couldn't believe it. He was an old-school courtier, a barrister and a bachelor, 11 years older than the prince. He had no understanding of what it was like to change a nappy, bath a baby, or read a little boy a bedtime story. New man, he certainly was not, and he was not happy for his boss to become one either. His best times of day with the prince were first thing in the morning and last thing at night. They were the two moments in a normally very busy day when there was some peace in which to talk and to go through vital briefings for the day ahead. But to appease Diana, Charles cut down on his official engagements and on time spent with his private secretary. He loved the nursery life and couldn't wait to get back and do the bottle and everything, Diana told Morton. He was very good. He always came back and fed the baby. I breastfed William for 3 weeks and Harry for 11 weeks. The press soon noticed that he was doing less and called him work-shy and lazy. He became alarmingly depressed. While his contemporaries were all heading for the peak of their careers, he felt he served no useful purpose. He was facing possibly decades of opening buildings and visiting foreign lands, meeting only those people who had been carefully selected to shake his hand. Everywhere he turned, there were people in need. Often the solutions seemed simple, but nobody seemed to be addressing them, and he was being told he must not get involved. He knew well enough that the sovereign and heir should remain above politics, and that social deprivation was as political as it gets, but he couldn't just sit on his hands and do nothing. He knew there was a social revolution going on outside the palace gates, and felt compelled to help in some way. But how? This was not a question previous Princes of Wales had asked. There was no blueprint. In 1972, he had given away anonymously his naval allowance of £3,000 a year to help disadvantaged young people get small business enterprises off the ground. It was the beginning of the Prince's Trust, which was formally launched in 1976, the year he left the Navy. What started as a few ideas scribbled on the back of an envelope has grown into the UK's leading youth charity with a multi-million-pound income. It has given a leg up in life to well over 500,000 18 to 30-year-olds and spawned many other extraordinarily successful initiatives. It took courage to keep addressing the ills of society when newspaper headlines, his father, and his most senior advisers were all telling him he should keep out of it. But in his working life, the Prince of Wales has never been short of courage, and he continued to say what he believed and to stick his head recklessly above the parapet when he felt passionately that something was amiss. In the year of Harry's birth, he took almost the bravest risk of all. Against the backdrop of terrifying race riots, he accepted